Hi guys, welcome to another unboxing video. It's been a while since I did one of these, and this time I'm doing it under the enjoyment of a frothing cup of ale. Cheers guys. Delicious. Very nice stuff this, by the way. It is this beer, for those who are interested. Right, anyway, let's get to business. I've got my trusty knife. There you go. Right, so this time it is a Corsair. Oh man, that tankard is really bloody heavy. It's a pewter tankard I bought for, I think it was €4 from a recycling centre. Anyway, right, so this time it's a Corsair, and specifically K100. I requested it, as this is probably a very interesting keyboard model for me. I've done some Corsair keyboards before, but they were Cherry MX based, so not super exciting in my opinion, but this one is something quite different. Obviously there'll be a full review at some point. This is just an unboxing video and maybe some first impressions, but you know, wait for the full review if you really want to get the meat and potatoes behind this. So good. Okay. Right. So, the interesting thing about the K100 is that it comes with Optomechanical Switches, as it says right in the bottom left corner here. Bloody hell, this box is heavy, man. Fucking hell. Which is obviously something that's quite different. I've done a couple of optoelectric keyboards before, and I really like them. I think contactless is just so good for linear. So I have high expectations of this, and some stiff competition to test it out in the actual review. Let's see how to open. Okay, get the knife back out. Open this here. It's it's actually tear strips, but whatever. More violence is always more better, right? So, what does it say here before we open it? 4,000 Hertz polling per key scan. Okay, so I think 1,000 Hertz used to be called ultra polling. I can't remember whether that was Corsair or Razer that called it that, but 4,000 is quite a bit more. Refined aluminium design, well, aluminum, but in English that's called aluminium design, with stylish 44-zone RGB light edge. That's some RGB stuff on here. Blah 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 blah. OPX optomechanical key switches offer hyperfast input with 1mm actuation distance and smooth linear travel. Ooh, 1mm distance. That is very dangerous. Razer did that as well, and that did not go down properly, if I'm brutally honest. But anyway, there you go. Let's get out of. Oh yeah, nice. On the front of the box, I saw that it was an ANSI model, but I requested a UK ISO one, so I'm very glad they got me that. Right. So it looks a bit. Well, it looks quite a lot, I guess, like a K70, but also not. I have quite a lot of K70s. I think it's 4 or something. I think I've got 4 K70s. This one looks a little bit different. It's got the same kind of, well, it's got a ridge at the top here, but not the characteristic bulgy thing at the bottom. But it does have the same anodized black aluminium plate. It's fairly hefty. It's got a peel sticker here. Not quite. Yeah, I'll just take that off. I'm not quite sure what this is. I think these are lock lights, status lights. I don't think this is an actual screen other than that, though. Right. What else is in this box? manual, warranty guide, safety information. For a keyboard, safety information. Well, it's not a fucking nuke, is it? Anyway, whatever. Manual, that's probably gonna come in handy when I try my hand at the macros. Warranty guide would be a bit hypocritical considering I got this in for free, but oh well. Let's just stick that here for the moment. And a very soft wrist rest. That's quite nice. I'm just gonna displace this box and take another swig. Delicious. Let's get that out. It's very soft, this wrist rest. It's actually quite nice. I'll test it out in a second. So first, let's get this cable out from under it. It's got some simple cable protection. Guess that's why it's raised up so high. So another thing that really stands out is this wheel, which probably has something to do with the backlight. This thing weighs nothing. And it just slides under there. I don't see any anchor points. It's just... Well, actually, these seem magnetic. Yeah, there you go. Snaps in. Cool, nice. Okay, this angle is not good for when the keyboard is not elevated. Let's do it like that. Excuse me. I guess that's what you get with beer, right? Actually, I think even with feet, this is not. No, there's not a good typing angle for me. Whatever. I'll just set this aside for the moment. Ooh, that's interesting. It's very smooth. I can already tell that. I mean, obviously, I was expecting very smooth, but wow, it is nice. Oh man, I just love these contactless keyboards. And it's got some G keys at the left here as well, with Corsair's sculpted things on it. So I guess this is technically a small battle cruiser keyboard. Quite small, but still. It's got some media buttons at the top here. A lot chunkier than the ones that were on the K70, and a very nice looking volume wheel. Oh, that is quite good. Volume wheels are one of the few features that I think can actually be good on a keyboard. I don't really use media controls. I've already got media shortcuts for Winamp. Yes, I still use Winamp. That you can use at any point, so I don't really need these, but a volume wheel can actually be quite useful. And a mute button as well. Can be useful occasionally. Not quite sure what this does, but it has the IQ, I think it is, logo in it, so like I said, it probably has something to do with the RGB. I'm just going to show the board to you real quick. See if I can get that in frame. It does look quite decent. I mean, the K70 was a good looking keyboard as well. I think maybe the K70 was actually slightly better looking than this, but it's not bad. It's got an interesting, dimpled, what is it? Side. What's the bottom look like? Ooh, what the bleeding hell is that? Is that cable gutter? I think that's a cable gutter. Surely this massive cable's never going to fit in that. It's never going to fit. It's got retainer clips in it here. I don't know if you can see that. All along this are retainer clips, so it looks like a cable retainer, but there's no point in funneling the cable in any of these. Whatever. I'll look that up for the review, see what's what. Like I said, this is just a first impressions. Please don't take this as gospel. I may completely reverse myself during the actual review. Who knows? Right, so stabilized keys are interesting as well. Stabilized keys are an easy tripping block, let's say, an easy pitfall for very smooth switches, because it's easy to make very smooth switches but then forget about the stabilizers, but It's not too bad. Honestly, keycaps look very much like double shots. Motherfucker. Yeah, that's double shot. So keys look like MX Speed Silver or something with white bottom. It looks exactly like a Cherry MX switch. If I hadn't known that this was optoelectric keyboard, I probably would have figured it for a weird MX clone, but it's not. Right. Let me just unplug one of my keyboards. Is this a keyboard? And stick this one in. Of course, USB keyboard. I think this is the keyboard. One thing I do notice with keyboards that have two cables like this, one for a USB pass-through and one for the keyboard, is that you end up with very thick cables that are quite unpliable, and that can sometimes mean they're really, really in the way, actually. But this one's a little bit more flexible than some of the other ones I know. I mean, it's still bundled up here, obviously, but that is sometimes a disadvantage. But this doesn't seem too bad for a keyboard that does that. Fuck, which one was it? I forgot. That one. Doesn't stretch that well. But I'm gonna undo this. Fuck it. There you go. You're free. Free. Nice. So you can see the RGB come to life, and yes, the wheel thing, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, probably a little bit. Also has RGB on it. Wow, it's quite a light show. Right, I had to pause for a second because the memory card was full, but in any case, I found out in the meantime, well, I think the biggest difference between the two is the Corsair definitely feels shorter throw. So that's an interesting thing as well. That might tie into why the slider is silver, as in speed silver, so a shorter throw. So I think that might be what's going on. Interesting. Anyway, I'll get into that into more detail during the review. Lovely. Anyway, I'm going to test this out further, and you'll see it in a review further down the line. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you later.